welcome to this edition of Lancaster Perspective. I'm Mike Miller. My special guest today from the Lancaster Police Athletic League, Wes Sims and Jamie Mathias. Hi, gentlemen.
Hey, how you doing?
How are we doing today?
Hey, good morning.
Good. Let's talk a little bit about the Police Athletic League itself. Just talk a little bit about the programs and what it's all about.
Okay, yeah. The Police Athletic Program runs out of the YMCA Recplex, and that's 1180 East Locust Street. We've been at the YMCA for about 5 years now, something like that. And what we do is we offer boxing for kids 8 to 18, 5 nights a week, and it's all free. Just to try to work them out, keep them in shape. And with that, we do community service projects, and we have leadership program. We get kids involved in, and I guess our main job is just try to keep kids in Lancaster and Fairfield County busy and active.
That's fantastic. How many kids do you have in the program?
Wow, you know what? We sit back and we try to count them all up, because I might have 15 kids come in on a Monday night, and Tuesday night I might have another 15, but 12 of them will be different kids. Yeah, and then up and above that, I do a homeschool class 1 day a week. I've probably got 30 to 40 kids in that. I worked at Stanberry with a criminal science program, and do that. So probably well over, what do you say, 60 kids probably,
active.
Average, active, part of the Police Athletic League.
What's the highest age you go to?
Well, the highest age that we're supposed to go to, as far as youth are concerned, are 18. That's free. And then, but we have older people come in, and we bring them in as mentors. We got a school teacher. We have a police chief. Chief Pilar comes in. Yeah, he comes in and works out. And but for people, if somebody older wants to come in, it's $20 a month, and we bring them in and we work them out too.
So anybody above 18 can? I mean, can it be 30 or?
It can be 30. Yeah, so my oldest was 93.
Holy smokes.
Yeah, and that was at Olivedale, of course. But probably the oldest one at the YMCA Recplex was well into their 60s.
Okay.
I used to say 8 to 80, and Jamie took on a 93 over at Olivedale. So
now, well, you have an MMA background.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, interesting.
How'd you get into it? I mean, how did you?
I always wanted to be a pro wrestler, and I went to college, played basketball, quit school, came back. My doctor was a doctor of Mark Coleman, former UFC heavyweight champ, and my size just got me in with Mark, and heart and guts. Heart and guts. Yep.
Wow, that's how long did you stay in it?
From 2001 to I haven't fought in about 3 years now. So people ask me if I've retired. I said, nah, you're never retired. You're never retired.
Yeah.
So Dan Severn's, oh man, he's close to 60, and he's not retired yet.
Really?
So
wow.
You're never retired. You don't know when they call.
Yeah, that's amazing. So the program itself, how did you guys get involved with this?
Well, we opened the gym. When we opened the gym in 2007, the gym was based on MMA.
Right. Okay.
And it was a place for me to train, fighters to come in and train, and everybody loves watching, but there ain't that many that really want to come in after work. Get off work, come in, and get beat up.
Yeah.
I mean, because that's what it takes. To be the best, to get to the UFC, you got to bust your butt, and you got to come in there, and you got to work every day. Well, classes were small and slow, and turnover was constant. In 2009, Chief Bailey, the police chief, we talked to him, and we became a police athletic league. Took off, and 2013, I think. It was 2013 when we moved into the YMCA, and things really took off. So we're fortunate enough that between our phone solicitation and the grants and things that we get, we're able to offer this to the community, to the entire county for free. Kids can come in.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Now, if say there's somebody watching this that their son, are there any girls involved in this? Or is it
man.
Okay.
Plenty.
Yeah.
Okay, so they have a daughter or son, and they said, boy, I really like to do that. What advice would you give to them?
When we started boxing stood the test of time. We had a bunch of different programs, and we weeded everything out down to boxing. And we used to have a lot of competitive boxers. Now it's more of a workout, more of a title club where guys come in, girls, young, old, they come in, they work out, they enjoy the workout,
Mm-hmm.
and then we do things out in the community. Like Jamie said, we take them out, downtown cleanups, different things that are going on in the festival, and we get them involved. We introduce them to a lot of business owners.
So if somebody wanted to use those kids, I mean, for a cleanup or something, what's the best way to contact you guys? What's the easiest way to do it?
Yeah, I get phone calls all the time, as a
Okay.
matter of fact. So yeah, they give me a call, and I'll see if I can coordinate something. And so what we do is we'll get the kids together. Generally, we'll take them out to eat or something afterward. You know,
Oh,
we'll give them
yeah.
a little incentive.
Yeah, sure.
But I don't. You know, we used to work with kids that had to have some sort of community service projects.
Like through
because
the
they've
juvenile court system? Or-
Exactly.
Okay. All right.
And we still do that to a much smaller extent. And what we did is we don't even like to call it community service. We tell these kids that if they don't want to go out and make their community better, we don't want them to volunteer. And with that, it was our heroes in training.
Okay.
So this is something that these kids want to do. They want to go out and make their community a better place to live, and those are the kids that we want involved in those kind of projects.
Talk about some of the programs. I mean, you talk about judo and jiu-jitsu and all that. Talk about some of the things that you do that maybe the public would like to.
Like I said, we've weaned everything down to boxing,
Boxing,
kickboxing, and then Jeff and Jalinda Wilson do the judo program
Correct,
over in the
okay.
Wilson building
All right.
on Tuesday and Thursdays.
Okay.
Other than that, I mean, that's it. I
Right.
mean, we got kids that come in, but boxing appeals to all.
Sure,
I mean,
yeah.
if you're a football player, you're
Right.
going to come in and you're going to box because you're going to learn hand-eye
Mm-hmm.
coordination. You're going to learn skills that's going to help you
Right.
on the football field. Baseball, all these different sports. We have coaches call all the time sending kids into box
Oh, yeah.
to work on their off season.
Yeah, absolutely. So if again these young kids are maybe their parents are out there and they said, well, I can't do boxing. I mean, I just can't do boxing. What advice would you give to those kids?
Yeah, I'm glad you said.
The only way you can't do boxing is if you don't have
If you-
two arms.
Oh, okay.
And
Right.
even
no,
then,
I think I can get you boxing down.
I think
too.
you can still get your
The
boxing.
only way you can't do it is if you don't want to box. I've had children that have been deaf mute
Okay.
do boxing. I've had several that were hearing impaired, learning disability. I had a girl in who was in her mid to late 30s that had a mentality of a 6-year-old. Okay, she came and did the boxing class. I've had cerebral palsy. Boy
Wheelchair.
came from out. Yeah, everything. So yeah, we get everybody's able to box. So maybe not everybody can get in a ring and everybody could compete
Right.
or should, but we can get everybody in there. I can teach them how to box.
And it's not a scary thing. Yeah,
Right,
when you
okay.
think boxing, it's not. You're not coming in and going to put on headgear and box. You're not going to spar.
Okay.
You're going to come in. You're going to work out. You're going to hit the bag. You're going to do drills. You're going
Okay.
to learn hand-eye coordination. You're going to do a lot of different things before you ever get in the ring and actually box.
Right.
And you know what? Some people don't want to do that. Some
Mm-hmm.
people don't want to get in the ring and get hit. So it's come in, do the workout,
Right.
feel good.
And what's the youngest? You said 6? Is that what'd you
8.
say?
We try not to
sorry.
start them
Okay.
before 8, and the reason is we tell them is because we want an attention span a little longer than a gerbil, maybe
Okay,
before they
yeah,
come in.
okay,
And so
yeah.
USA Boxing generally says around 8. Now I've had them younger, and I've got them where they're 17 years old and they can't pay attention for more than about 30
Sure,
seconds.
yeah,
Anyway,
yeah.
so but we try not to start anybody before about 8 years old.
Right. And they can do this anytime. I mean, it doesn't make a difference if they're in season for football, basketball.
Exactly.
They can come in and do
Exactly.
this anytime.
We're open Monday through Thursday, 5 to 7.
I got kids that come in every night. I got kids that come in once a week. I got kids that say, "Hey, coach, I got to take off for football," and I'm like, "Okay, right on, man. I'll be
Okay.
here when you get done. You know, we'll
Right.
be back." And then they come back after football.
Now, do you ever, I don't want to say compete, but with other clubs or are there other organizations around like Licking County, Pickaway
Oh
County?
yeah, well
I mean,
we just opened in January, February. We opened Logan. So
Okay.
Brian Kamichis, who boxed under Sam Jones, he professional boxer. He's got a club down there, and we
Mm-hmm. Wow.
take kids down there. They can compete and train with each other. We've been over to Zanesville. There's a POW over there.
Now,
So-
are there competitions outside? I mean, like,
Oh, there's boxing competitions all over the state, everywhere.
okay.
But like I said, competitively, we don't
We
really
don't want
have
to.
competitors.
This is more of a workout.
It's just more of a workout, more of a something to be involved, somewhere
Right.
to go.
All right.
So
You mentioned earlier about sometimes kids have a difficult background come in, but again, the kids that, well, I'm just looking for something to do. But again, we know you can, we'll teach you how to box. You guys will teach them how to box and do those things. But what does that do to them in their social life? I mean, it gives them confidence. What? Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, I think it gives it confidence, and I think that all kids want something to belong to, and so this will give them something to belong to. I've got kids on probation. I've got kids that are honor roll students. So I've got everything in between. And so it's just a mixture of kids from a lot of different backgrounds and going different places. And we just try to keep them heading on the right track and doing the right thing.
I know we talked earlier, but I know you did MMA. You obviously must have done some boxing when you were younger. Both of you may. What are you like?
Jamie laughs because Jamie will tell you, he's like, I don't box. But I told him, I said, Jamie, I said, look, this will be the program. It'll stand the test of time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I was brought in for other things. And if you can zoom in, I've got a little bit of a black eye right here. So I might be too old to be getting hit in the face, but I still do occasionally, yeah. So.
Yeah, well, that's super. We talked earlier, you mentioned that Sheriff Phelan was involved in this also.
He's actually boxed.
Yeah, sure.
Has he really?
He has actually gotten the ring and boxed.
No kidding.
Yes, he did.
I've known him a long time.
We had an event over at Fairfield Christian,
Yeah.
and he got in the ring and boxed.
Wow, that is fantastic. I didn't know that. I don't see him at church, and I'll just.
Oh yeah, say something to him. So
I'm done. That's the cost of. I know we're working out, but do they have to buy certain equipment to wear, or?
The only thing that we ask is hand wraps, and I mean, just protect your hands. I mean, you got these for the rest of your life, so you don't want to come in, hit that bag, and break your knuckles.
Is that something you guys sell?
We have them.
Okay.
Yeah, we sell them, but some kids,
need
make
to
sure
take care of
Yeah,
them.
just make sure they have.
We got gloves for all the kids, so they can start with no equipment, start at
Right.
any time, nothing down, no money. Come on in, be ready to work.
Wow, that's amazing. And you started this with nothing, and now you're up to how many kids?
A lot of hard work and a lot of tears.
Oh yeah,
a lot of tears.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. When kids they go through the first time, the very first time, what kind of reaction do you get from them? Like, man, I can't. This is tough. Or, oh, this is a breeze. I can do this.
I've never got this as a breeze. I can do this yet. So maybe, yeah, one of these days. But yeah, they go through it, and I just have them start out. It's like anything else. I tell them, it starts out as kind of tough. It'll get easier if they stick with it.
Yeah.
So and we've got kids now. We've got their pictures on the wall that are law enforcement. They're in law enforcement now. They're in the military. They're one's a prison guard, and so we put some of our past members. We put their pictures up because. A lot of them are doing very, very well. Yeah.
Do you ever have parents come in and watch?
Become productive citizens.
Yeah, we have parents come in and do it with their kids.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're going to take a break, and we'll be back in just a second.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds.
Did you know that 2/3 of teens and young adults who report abuse of prescription medicines are getting it from people they know, including friends and family? We need to remember to secure them in a safe place, even lock them up if necessary. Monitor your medications so you know exactly how many pills are in each bottle. And finally, keep track of your refills. If you are done with their use, properly dispose them to avoid abuse. You can do this in a number of ways. 1. Take them to a local drop box at the Lancaster or Pickerington police departments or at one of our drug take-back events. 2. Take the drugs out of their containers, mix them with cat litter or used coffee grounds in a container, seal and place them in the trash. Remember to remove all personal information from your pill bottles. Or 3. Check the prescription information regarding the specifics if the medication could be flushed, or call your pharmacist. Remember, if you are done with its use, properly dispose to avoid abuse.
This message is brought to you by the Fairfield County Adam H. Board.
Welcome back to this edition of Lancaster Perspective. I'm Mike Miller. My special guest today, Wes Sims and Jamie Mathias from Lancaster Athletic League. First thing we want to do is we want to get a shot of Wes's hands here, and I'm sure you can. And tell us what that means again.
Japanese for pride and honor. I hope. You know?
Okay. You think?
I hope. I think.
You think?
I think.
Okay.
I've had those, and
Nobody said anything else, right?
No one ever says anything. When I showed it, when I was in Japan and showed my hands.
Nobody said.
No, maybe they were just too scared
I'm
of
good.
calm here. I mean,
That could have been it. Yeah.
they were all belly high to me.
We're talking about boxing in the Police Athletic League. Let's talk about the safety of boxing. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, and that's always one of the questions, which is a good question when they come in. Amateur boxing is so different than professional boxing that I've said they should give it a different name. So it's 3 2-minute rounds, not 12 3-minute rounds. And if a kid decides to compete right before they get knocked down or knocked out, they'll stop the match. Okay. So I've literally seen thousands of amateur boxing matches. I've never seen anybody out cold on the mat. I've never had anybody knocked out in my gym. I've never had any broken noses or anything like that. So it's very safe. Headgear, really big, heavy 16-ounce gloves. Safety is always the main priority.
16-ounce gloves even for the little kids too.
Yeah, for everybody.
Okay.
Yeah.
When sparring. Yeah.
Okay.
Makes them keep their hands up and works their shoulders because that's heavy.
Right.
When you run around.
Absolutely.
You're carrying 16-ounce gloves. Your arms going to get heavy.
Very safe. Very safe. Had football players come in and tell me they didn't remember most of the third quarter. Okay, but never had anybody knocked out or made dizzy in my gym.
Right.
So it's a good safe program, good safe sport.
So just if something would happen, I'm sure you follow a concussion protocol and all those things.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
One thing you talked about a program at Olivedale, Rock Steady.
Rock Steady Boxing. Yeah, I went for training in Indiana a little over a year ago, and what they found out that boxing exercise for people with Parkinson's disease helps slow down the progression of their Parkinson's. So. Talked to Mike Tharp and started a Rock Steady boxing program at Olivedale. Yeah. It's a free program. So if you know of anybody with Parkinson's, send them over. We have so much fun that I'm not even sure that we're really working out. I hope we are, at least a little bit. But we meet over there a couple days a week, Mondays and Wednesdays at 10 o'clock. We work out for an hour, and we just try to keep everybody in good shape, and I try to keep up to date on how they're doing with their condition.
His oldest one's 93 years old, so there's no excuse why
93.
you can't. No excuse why you can't get in there and do it.
Right.
Now, do they sign up through the Parks Department, go through Olivedale?
They'll go through Olivedale, and they'll take care of all the and I think they have to be a member of Olivedale, which is something $20 or something. It's little or nothing, but with that they get to be part of Rock Steady Boxing, and so I'm very proud of that program over there, and that's part of that's the Parks Department and the Police Athletic League working together for this.
And just go back to safety for a minute. You advise those participants coming in, especially the younger ones, to get a physical, to talk with their doctors, and make sure it's okay to do this.
No.
Okay.
No, I don't. No, I just
no, just come in. And
so like I said, of all the time that we've been doing this, we've never had a serious accident. I probably should, but I understand that there's some kids that I've had kids be part of my program for 2 years. I've never seen their parents. Okay, so it depends on their background, I guess. So as long as they're coming in and working out, and we keep an eye on everybody.
Now, obviously, we talked on this a little bit earlier. This program is just much more than boxing. It's about leadership and community awareness and being involved in community. And, you're training not only student athletes for this, but also to be positive members of society. Talk a little bit about that.
Productive citizens. The fact is, probably a large percent is not going to go on to college. And if they do, they don't have an idea what they want to do when they get there. So we try to get them out in the community, introduce them to business owners. I mean, Ernie Smith out of Precise, we used to have a good relationship with him where we sent kids out and he'd take them on as apprentices and teach them how to work on cars and do things. So,
that's neat.
Yeah, we've helped a lot of the small business owners downtown. The bookstore we helped relocate to the corner. We helped Jimmy Mass when she was down there. So it introduces these kids to these business owners, gives them an opportunity for maybe a part-time job, to work. It gets them out in the community.
And again, if they want to do something like that, call you, Jamie.
Yeah, get a hold of me. And really, more than anything, come in and be part of the gym, because now they feel like they belong to something. They're part of it. And not only that, but we have we've had Olympic gold medalists in the gym. We've had speakers come in, a lot of times. We've had Charlie Manson's grandson come in and talk to the kids about growing up under that, that kind of shadow.
A lot of special guests, a lot of UFC veterans, different ones. So.
That is really neat.
Yeah.
I know you've built this, future plans, things that you'd like to do down the road, to expand, get a bigger place.
No, I mean, we're very comfortable. I mean, obviously, it'd be nice if we had more room at times. I mean, we're packed in there sometimes.
Sure. Oh, yeah.
So it'd be nice if we had more space in the Y. But no, I mean, we're very happy with that relationship with the YMCA and don't plan on going anywhere.
If, say, a business was out there wanted to donate, or just, again, call you, stop by? I mean,
stop by. We have a phone solicitation company that calls a lot of the businesses, and a lot of businesses help out. And what that is what allows us to let these kids come in and do this for free.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
this we went from 2007 charging people, having a membership, to becoming a nonprofit in 2009 and being able to do this and let everybody benefit for nothing.
Wow, that is fantastic. There's just a lot of activities going on. The I know we talked about kids and adults, and you talked about the Rock Steady program. And even you talked about disabilities. You've had kids with disabilities that have come in.
Yeah.
I mean, how does that, do they do the same things? Or?
Do the same thing. And what's amazing, and with no direction from me, they're welcomed in as soon as they come in. They're treated just like everybody else, and no difference. And like I said, I had one boy that had cerebral palsy who couldn't do sports at his school, and he came from another county. And I told him, come in here, and he can participate in this. And we even had him in the ring where guys would just work with him. And so yeah, anybody can do it.
That's really neat. That's something that. So when you guys, again, you're looking at the future and maybe expand, maybe not expand, but are there any I want to say elevated courses, like somebody gets to a certain point and you think, boy, we need to do more with this individual? Maybe you have a 12-year-old kid that, boy, this kid could work with 16-year-olds, or is that not, you keep them all together? I guess my question.
No, we do that now. I mean, we do that now. I mean, we have like I said, with that leadership program, mentors, and some of these kids. Jamie's to the point where some of these kids that start in the program at 8, at 10, at 12. They are actually running the class when he's not there.
Yeah.
No kidding.
He can take off to a city council meeting, or he can go to a different meeting, and kids are running the class.
Yeah. And I mean, some of them kids will say they're 18, 19 years old.
18
We're at school, because I've got kids that started with me, now I have kids of their own. Yeah. But yeah, that's part of it, where they can run that. And the other thing that we do for the kids that do it, once they become seniors, that do a lot of community service, we give them a $500 school scholarship the graduating year. We have swimming parties once or twice a year, and so we try to recognize.
The $500? Is that,
do?
Yeah, all the businesses and stuff.
Is there a certain discipline they have to go to? I mean, can they go to a trade school? Can they
do whatever they
do whatever they want? Yeah.
If they're in there and they're working in the program, that's what we do. Right. Give back to them.
Some have used it for college. Some have used it in the military. Not that you need any money for the military, but they need that. They need that little. $500 doesn't go as far as it used to, I guess. So.
Kids come back after they've been gone for 10 years and come back and say, hey,
He'll tell you he runs into kids that, hey, Jamie, hey, coach. He doesn't even recognize them.
I just had a boy who's he's stationed in South Korea come back and talk to the kids about his experiences in the military.
Really?
Came back and talked and just brought him back and talked to the kids. Had pizza and kind of goofed off that night, but listened to him talk about what he does in the military.
That's fantastic.
I mean, there's a lot of local businesses that help us out, and like Nick's Pizza down there. Adam allows us to come down anytime, and he donates pizza. And Nick Christie's out there, same thing. The Christie's gives us pizza for the pool parties. So we have a lot of support in the community.
That's great.
We really appreciate that.
You can always use more, though. I mean, you can always use more support, right?
You
can say
we'll
it.
make good use of it if we do. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
It's amazing. One more time, phone number, websites, classes. What?
Yeah, we meet Monday through. Right now it's Monday through Thursday because it's summer and sometimes kids find better things to do in the summer. But generally it's Monday through Friday from 5 to 7. Okay. At the YMCA Recplex. And that's 1180 East Locust Street. Okay, and if they need any more information, give me a call, 740-503-1936, and or check us out on Facebook or LancasterPAL.com.
Well, I know we've just got a few minutes left, but I'm just thinking, Pilar showing up and. Maybe we could do like firefighters versus police. Just something.
Yes,
I'm sure Dave Ward and Pilar would love to do it.
There we go. Yeah.
So we're throwing it out there to you guys, Dave and Adam. It's there. That would be neat. That would be fun to watch.
Neat. Very cool.
I mean, even you could have different categories or different weight classes.
Well, if we're going to do it, we're going to do it up as a big show because I love big shows.
Yeah, absolutely.
Are you interested in doing the interviews, the pre-fight?
I'll be happy to.
Interviews?
Yeah, I'll be happy to. Yeah, we'll get a tux. We'll do the whole thing. Yeah, we'll that'd be great. That'll be super. We can figure that one out. But Wes, Jamie, it's been great having you guys here again. I just appreciate your time and the great work you are doing in this program. I mean, I didn't know much about it when we were talking about it, but this is amazing. I mean, this is absolutely
amazing. When you ask us
amazing.
about future plans, I mean, that right there, it's to come in and do these kinds of things to educate the community. Hey, look, you have the Lancaster PAL here.
Yeah.
Come out, check it out. It's free.
Right.
Do you have a website? Do you guys have a website?
Yeah, LancasterPAL.com. And right there.
Okay.
And check us out because there are things for kids in Lancaster to do that don't cost anything.
Don't cost anything.
Exactly. Exactly.
Fantastic. Love having you guys here. Thank
All right.
you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks for tuning in to this edition of Life's Perspective. I'm Mike Miller. And remember, until we meet again, let's make a difference.